So when I was 5 years old, my mom would always tell me, clean that up, don't let that pencil over there, or don't leave your dirty clothes over there, or anything. She always told me, pay attention to me because one day it's going to catch up to you. So that's why I agree by the quote by Wordsworth that says, by the time a man realizes that maybe his father was right, he usually has a son who thinks he's wrong. And I'm going to talk about three different occasions that this might have the other adults tell you something you don't listen to until later in the future. It hits you in school and by parents and teachers. One thing that your parents always tell you, my parents always told me, is just go to school after graduating high school. Always go over there, don't hesitate, don't go job. But me, I made a mistake and I wanted to work. I worked for 3 years until I got cut off and then be like, no, this is not for me. I want to do better in life. And now it's hit me. Another occasion is my cousin, her parents always said, never drink and drive. They always tell you she never paid attention. She would do it constantly. She would drink, have a little shots or anything, and drive. And they always told her. But in the end, she got in a car accident, which drastically almost killed her, and she was in coma. But thankfully, she's now right. And in the end, it's teachers. They always tell you, do your homework, don't hesitate, do this, do that. Don't procrastinate on the work you can do today. When you do something today, you can do another day. And this is why I always suggest to you guys and me myself, pay attention to whatever your parents say, because somehow there is a meaning that you want to put off, but it will benefit you in the rest of your life. And because your sons are not going to pay attention to you, so pay attention to them. It's just going to help you. Thank you.
Oh, really? She moved? Oh, no.
But they're really are they like the baby blue?
Cute. Well, they were there.
Cinderella or something?
I can be Sleeping Beauty if you just like the party. Yeah. Wasn't he from the picture himself? Talking about it, and they walk up.
Oh, really? Actually, not going to do that. Do you get $65 now? I'm sorry.
That one?
I don't know if you have, but that's a lot.
That's Find just in the mixer or pancake bread. It's good. The trip is so hot.
It's so cool.
All right, Anahi. The attention device is kind of nice. I like your vocal characterization. I'm not sure that your mother sounds like that, but I believed it. And I thought you had a nice transition to the topic. You rushed the quote a little bit, or you're not quite saying it as clearly as it could be said, so I'm not sure everybody gets the point that you're making because of the way it's being delivered. So you might want to be a little more careful on your articulation there. I thought that there was a pretty clear structure that you set up. It was rushed, but it was distinct. And I thought you had a couple of good points on each of the things that you were talking about. They don't get developed in depth, but there is some illustration on each of the points, so you have something to say on those points. Your voice projects okay, although it does sometimes sound a little bit shaky, and some of it might be articulation, pronunciation issues. Some of it is pacing, because especially in the beginning I thought that you were rushing quite a bit. You have some good gestures and indicators. They don't usually look maniacal, and in fact, in the opening, of course, you've got the descriptive gestures that you're doing as part of your mother pointing over here and saying, pick those things up, that sort of thing. So you were involved that way. I think you need a little bit more variety in your facial expressions. Your eye contact, though, is very solid. I did think that you stood up pretty close to the audience and you stood like you were confident when you were speaking. It's a little underdeveloped, like we talked about. Maybe in your voice, that's where the anxiety comes out. At the end of the speech, I think your summary could be a little bit stronger. You do get to the point and you do have an exit line. I think it needed to be a little bit smoother. It seemed like you were right there and couldn't quite find the door, or you're struggling to get the door open so that you could get out. You knew where you were at that point, but it was just a little bit awkward there at the exit. All right, thank you very much. Stephanie, if you could come get some topics and send CJ in, that would be perfect for us.